Baños de Montemayor. I'm Jose Antonio, the Municipal Tourism Technician, and I'm going to accompany you throughout this guided tour of Baños de Montemayor so that you can discover the peculiarities and everything this charming town treasures. Undoubtedly, what has made Baños de Montemayor famous over the centuries are its thermal waters, which have been in use since Roman times. These hot springs flow from two springs, the Columna spring and the Arqueta spring. With an upwelling temperature of 43 degrees centigrade, they're classified as sulphurous, sodium and polymetallic, which makes them suitable for all types of treatment of skin, bone, musculoskeletal problems, and above all by inhalation or spraying, respiratory system treatments, and of course to relax and eliminate stress. As I said, the first testimonies we have of the use of this health resort is during the time of the Roman conquest, in the 1st century before Christ, as evidenced by numerous archaeological remains that are preserved. During the Arab domination in the Middle Ages, the trace of the use of the health resort is lost, but it's to be assumed that the water that flows from these springs continued to be used by the population. In the 17th century, and thanks to correspondence between doctors Limón and Rengifo, the therapeutic properties of the waters of Baños de Montemayor were spoken of again, and the thermal activity was relaunched. So much so that in 1628 some ordinances were already created by the two-time councils for the use of thermal water. Also in the 18th century, the Bishop of Coria, Don Juan de Porras y Atienza, repaired everything that was from the Roman times, roofs, walls and more. He provided Baños with a series of accesses and bridges so that people could use the thermal baths again. In the 18th century, another bishop, this time from the Diocese of Plasencia, Bishop Laso, extended the health resort facilities and promoted its use again. But it was in 1819 when the definitive accolade to the thermal activity in Baños de Montemayor arrived, naming Don Francisco Martinez the first medical director of the health resort. In 1833, this health resort and the springs became public property of the residents of the town, following the extensions and repairs of the health resort. The most important reform took place at the end of the 19th century by means of the architect Santiago Mayoral, who built this building with modernist design that we can see now, and in 1995 it was declared an asset of cultural interest. Also, in 1995, the new health resort was built, which can be seen opposite the old one, and both health resorts were equipped with the most modern treatment techniques, both therapeutic and relaxing, both nationally and internationally. Inside the health resort, there is a circular space of 8 metres in diameter, with a zenithal light and a dome, where there are 4 granite bathtubs housed in alveoli, as well as a museum with a large part of the archaeological finds that reflect the entire history of the health resort.